Welcome everybody to East Ilsley Parish Council's planning recommendation meeting, Tuesday the 8th of February 2022. Thank you all for joining. Fen, over to you to sort of kick things off, I suppose.
Yeah, so it's probably just worth saying that we are back on Zoom for the sole reason that we've currently got a temporary scheme of delegation in place. At the last meeting in January, Council agreed to give me delegation rights to make decisions on behalf of the Council, which negates the need for us to meet face to face, which is the actual sort of legal stance, just due to Omicron and the difficulty we've got with using the school hall at the moment. So this is a planning recommendation meeting for the councillors to recommend to me the actions they wish me to take on their behalf. So that's sort of the lie of the land and why we're back on Zoom. But so thanks for all bearing with us.
Fabulous. So if we can kick off with the agenda. Let me just quickly say I'm chairing this meeting because Mike is busy tonight. So I'm afraid it's a very poor substitute in me. So item 1, to receive and consider for acceptance apologies for absence from members of the council. Fen.
Yep, so that we've just got apologies from our chairman, Mike. He is on a train coming home from London, so I think we can all accept that as okay.
Thank you very much. Item 2, to receive any declarations of disclosable pecuniary interests or non-registerable interests by members or the clerk, and to consider any requests for dispensations. Have we any of those items? I'm getting lots of no's, so let's proceed. Item 3, to receive questions or comments from members of the public regarding items on the agenda, or representations from any member who has declared a personal interest. Have we any questions from members of the public?
Do I need to at this point just say I'm in? Obviously one of the planning things that's being reviewed is to do with me, so I'd better declare that.
Fantastic. So it's probably worth declaring your interest, but have we any other members of the public, Fen?
Alex has just joined us.
Okay.
Nothing's happened.
Okay, so unless we get an instant sort of indication, we'll proceed.
Yeah.
Item 4, to recommend the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting dated the 11th of January 2022 as a true and accurate record of standing in a car park.
Everyone check them? Are they all okay?
Yeah, amazing.
And historic.
Yeah, we were in the paper as well, weren't we?
We
Yes,
were in the
yeah.
paper for our historic firm grip on democracy despite the weather.
Yeah, and I had a lot of clerks from West Berkshire comments to say how fabulous it was. and good for us.
Certainly different anyway, so that was
Yes.
good. So, but well done for all taking part, turning up. It's great to have members of the public turning up in a car park. Anyway, here we go. So so can we take the minutes as accurate, that can be signed off? Is Mike or myself signing those off, Fen, or?
So as you're chairing this meeting, you'll be signing those.
Fabulous. Okay, happy to do that when and if we meet in person. Item 5, to discuss any matters arising and make any recommendations regarding these matters from the previous meeting dated the 11th of January 2022. So Fen, have we got any particular matters arising or recommendations that we need to discuss?
So just to let you know, out of the 11 actions that came out of that meeting, 9 have been completed.
Well done.
The 2 outstanding actions is action number 7, which is to start work on mobilising the pond silt. I've emailed Nick today. There's things rumbling on in the background. I'll fill you all in when I know a bit more. So leave that with me. It's on, something's happening. And number 11 was looking to setting up an events committee.
Fantastic.
I know I've got a deadline of March to do that, so I am working on it. And a colleague from Stratfield Mortimer Parish Council shared a Jubilee working party terms of reference, which I'm going to use to help us prepare for ours. So that's rumbling on. So I am busy, but I'm not quite there yet.
Can I make an observation? Fabulous pond signs and what have you, life-saving ring. But my observation stroke question, which can be taken offline, is there seems to be quite a wild variation in the depth of the pond at the moment. So in the morning, barely a couple of inches, it would seem, for the Duxter, and then the Atlantic Ocean by the afternoon. Just, and again, I'm not expecting answers or anything like that. Is that sort of what we're expecting, or is there anything we should be looking out for in terms of this sort of variation in height and what have you, or not, or is it the effects of climate change?
If the pond is working optimally, it should
Brilliant.
be rising and falling.
Okay.
And that's due to the runoff from the underground culverts and then the subsequent runoff down to the fields. So it becomes
I think it's interesting that because we haven't had that for so long, hence me going, oh, that's changed.
Yeah, so that's what Martin predicted would happen, and I'm glad to hear that it is happening. But
it really absolutely is.
It is a bit random, but yeah, it's optimally working. It's rising and falling as Brilliant. It should do with rainfall.
Fabulous. So thanks to all for making us optimal. We like to be optimal. That's very good. So that's item 5. So item 6. To review the planning application for Wheatsheaf House, the High Street, for a proposed ground floor, rear orangery and rear first floor extension. Councillors requested to provide their recommendations to the clerk, who will action the recommendations using our temporary scheme of delegations. Have we all had a quick look at the plans? Do we have any questions, because we have the relevant resident with all the answers ready to offer insight?
Do you need me to share the screen with any of the documents, or
let's have a quick scoot through if we can, Fen.
Yeah.
I had a quick look through before. I think it's pretty straightforward.
So this is the proposed elevations and layout. Can you see them okay?
Yeah, that looks good.
I don't know whether, Mike, do you want to talk through us anything?
Yeah, more than happy to. So I don't know how many of you knew Elizabeth Kershaw or know Elizabeth Kershaw, etc., etc. So we're in her old house. Basically all we're looking to do is extend at the bottom, basically up to the brick wall level. Again, if you don't know the property, it's sort of on 2 levels. So there's the White Hart cottages that border us, that are down a level, but we're looking to extend from where the current extension or the original extension is, just across on a ground floor level, and put an extra bit of room on top of the original extension. In terms of the sort of light and all of that for neighbours and everything, it shouldn't be affected. The architects have looked at it, and because of the tree lines and where the houses on our left lie, depending on what way you're facing, it shouldn't impact. But yeah, we're basically looking to just build out slightly at the bottom, and open that up, to give ourselves slightly bigger, well, not living quarters, but move things around. The house is, the layout is a little bit odd, so we're just trying to move things about and just give ourselves a bit more internal space. But happy to answer any questions if people have got them.
Fellow councillors, have we any questions?
No. No, none from me.
No, so I think Fen, it looks pretty straightforward in terms of what Mike is proposing to do. So what are our options in terms of next
So we've
steps?
got support or object. So if you would like to, if you want to recommend that we support this application, then you can do, and then I will do that on your behalf.
Okay, so would councillors just quickly indicate whether they're supporting?
Yeah, support.
Yeah.
Have we any objections? Can't see any.
Appreciate you might want not to do it in front of me, so you can always take it offline if you want to. But
oh no, we have to be transparent. We can't have democracy being stolen. It's really important.
Just to say on our part, I haven't met most of you yet, but we are recently obviously into the village. So just to give you a little bit of background, my wife and I, we've got 2 little ones. That's one. And we want to thoroughly integrate into village life. So I've already become a trustee for the Millennium Point, not
fantastic Millennium Green,
Millennium Green project, and we're looking to get involved. I would be applying for parish council because it's something that's partial to me, but I've got to be here for 2 years, so I've got a while to wait before.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think it's 2 years before you're allowed to.
Goodness gracious! I tell you.
Well, I've met you once before, Mike. Your border terrier was trying to get into your back door, so I knocked on your door. So
you have. You're right. Yeah, it seems to be my little black dog is the one that gets me into trouble, and people know me by. But yeah, we're beginning to meet people and everything. So we just want to get integrated. Similarly, I know it's not for right now, but for your events thing that was brought up earlier, please get in touch, because again, myself and Judith would be happy to get involved where we can, if we can.
That's
fantastic.
Thank you.
We genuinely always welcome involvement, and if not completely formal, but a very warm welcome, and good to see some potential new residents of the junior school and at some stage.
All the bits, yeah, hopefully coming through.
So right. Brilliant.
Okay,
fabulous.
So I'm going to take from you then a recommendation to support that planning application.
Okay, fabulous.
Brilliant.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Mike. Lovely to have folk turning up, which is great. Item 7, to review planning application for Dormer Cottage, Compton Road, for a proposed 2-storey side extension built over the conservatory base and alterations. Councillors again requested to provide their recommendations to the clerk, who will action the recommendations using the temporary scheme of delegation. So, Fen, should we have a quick look?
Yes, this one's a bit funny. I just need to, it just needs to be flipped. So hold on a second.
Do we need to stand on our heads?
Yeah, right, this one here. So, so this is existing, the Dormer Cottage. So you all know where Dormer Cottage is, opposite the pond, yeah?
Yep.
So this is the existing plans, and the proposed plans. See, I have to keep twisting it. There we go. And it doesn't look massively different.
So it's basically the bit on the side in architectural terms.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know whether maybe floor plans help us a little bit more. Let me just twist that. Oh, is that right? Yes, that's right. So proposed ground floor. So here's your door in.
Yeah.
And it's this bit here, isn't it?
Okay.
And then that's going to lead to a new master on top.
Fabulous. And did I see Alex here from Dormer? Or
It's not. I'm Mike's architect actually, so I was just interested as to what else was going on. I'm
okay.
Not for this one.
Okay, that's fine. Apologies.
Not at all. You spoke well enough on my behalf. I didn't need to.
Quick help! Yeah, no. So, councillors, any thoughts or questions? Not that we've got anyone necessarily to ask, but we might have an architect we can just randomly ask questions of. Anyone got any comments or anything specifically? I can't particularly think of anything myself.
No, that's fine. I think
They're quite nicely enclosed in their own sort of
I
driveway.
think again, this makes probably our life much easier. For those that know the property, it's pretty enclosed, and you can barely sort of see over the fairly high walls. So, and yeah, I mean, I can't imagine there's a great deal of impact on anyone. And obviously, seemingly within regulations and what have you, and obviously West Berkshire Council will give it the once over anyway. So am I right in thinking let's just probably just take this to a show of hands. So those supporting, so that looks pretty unanimous. Just check that we don't have any ghosts or apparitions objecting. No distant objections from another dimension. Fantastic. So there we go, Fen.
Okay.
Decision making at its finest.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Okay, item 8. To recommend the approval of payment to Roston Pest Control upon successful mole catching. You see, now that should be in the Winter Olympics, shouldn't it? It
Yes,
really should.
So you saw my message at the weekend that it was actually 3 moles successfully caught. Therefore, the price is £110. So,
Do we pay by weight or by number of moles?
Per head of mole, I think.
Do they go on the trophy cabinet wall?
Oh dear. Well, I've spoken to the resident that was having issues with the moles because it was affecting his
yeah.
They were encroaching into his boundary of the back garden near the oil tanker, which they've tried to cause damage to it in the past. So he's thrilled that 3 moles have now gone. So he says thank you. But it's just, you know, it's just a minute that we're happy to pay that cost as it's our land that the moles are on.
Yeah, okay, everyone. So can I just get a show of hands in favour of paying for the mole wrangling? Fabulous. Okay, so you've got that decision there, Fen.
Yes, thank you.
Item 9, to receive any further questions or comments from members of the public. Don't all rush at once. Members of the public. Do you know, I think we may be clear. Has anyone else got any quick comments? Fen, I've got a quick piece of AOB. It's a bit cheeky, but
well, we're legally not allowed AOB, but
oh, okay. It's just a comment then.
Okay, comments fine.
Shocking pothole repair.
Where is it?
not again.
The High Street.
Okay.
You wouldn't know it's been repaired. And actually, there was another one 10 yards further up that they ignored. But yeah, it was like watching something from Pirates of the Caribbean, but less entertaining. And the hole's back already.
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen, didn't we? We knew it was going to happen.
Can someone take a photograph of it for me so I can email it over to Highways Maintenance?
Yeah, I tried to get hold of them and they've changed the phone number on me. So, but I just thought
They blocked you, Andrew.
Yeah, probably. It just annoys me that there was 3 trucks turned up and successfully managed to make a complete Horlicks of it.
Okay, if I just someone get me a photograph so I can forward it. I've got a couple of contacts in the Highways Maintenance team.
Brilliant. And the only other comment was obviously we have this major change of bin day, which hopefully hasn't shocked too many folk. I depend on Mr. Goddard putting out various bins as a sort of semaphore of when I should do and what I should do.
Is that like from now on, the bin day is Tuesday?
Yeah, from Monday the 7th, yes.
Yes.
So it's in all the Facebook groups. Caroline Culver posted a picture of the actual
Facebook,
card. No, but, well, an EIC comes out in March, but it's going to be too late by then.
Yeah, you'll have quite a lot of refuse if you keep getting the wrong day. Yeah. But anyway, Tuesdays. Go tell it on the mountain. It's Tuesdays. Fen, are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Is that a record?
That's a very good attempt. 1922, brilliant.
You see, That's what I like to see. Thank you everybody for giving up your time. Thank you, Mike and Mike's architect, for making the numbers up. Thanks everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Night, everyone.